Welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with my counterfeit kit challenge, and it's challenge 1, Bliss in the Ordinary, and then I'm using Freaky Fast Friday, and those are my dimensions that I'm going to use today. So we're going to get started here. I pulled out some papers to start with, and these are the two pictures I'm going to scrapbook of my youngest. And there is the dimensions again. Bliss comes to us in ordinary moments is the challenge one, because I can't remember that, I guess. so I picked out some little pieces. So most of this was from my scraps, and then this large piece from A New Day from Tracy Reed paper line, and it's Echo Park as well. And so that's my 11 by 11 piece. And then I'm got my other pieces here. This one's going to be the 9 by 8.5. So just cutting it down. And then that piece with the hearts on it is a border strip from another paper that I used. And that's my 12 by 1/4 inch. The one with the white background and the flowers that has a scalloped edge to it is my 12 by 1. And it was a piece I was going to try and use on something else, and I didn't like it, so I didn't use it. But it works on here for the width. So the outside part of the scallop is that 1 inch. And then this piece, I'm going to trim it down to 7.5 by 3/4 of an inch. I had that other kind of green plaid piece, but I felt like it was competing with the other tones of green on this page, and it looked kind of weird, so I was not going to have it. And then I'm not really liking the background cardstock green, so I'm going to change that out here right away. So I thought maybe pull in that pink. Definitely did not like that. So I'm going to pull in the black. And I am going to switch that green here in a little bit for the plaid, and then the pink probably would have worked, but that's okay. I didn't, and it's okay. I didn't even think about it after. So I tried to pull that one in again, and I went, nope. And so I'm not sure if I like it the way I've got it set up, so I'm going to pull out some of these Simple Story, and they're the full bloom chipboard pieces. I've had these forever and haven't used a single one of them. So I'm going to pull them out, and it's almost the only thing I'm going to use for embellishment on this page, actually. So this was springtime last year, and my daughter, coming home from school, found this vine growing on one of the community trees. It is definitely a weed. And she decided to weave it together into a crown. Did it before she got home. So I would have been like, no, don't put that on your head. But she was happy to do it. So there's our ordinary day, because that is what this kiddo is like. And I definitely love her for it. So I'm just trying out some different things in some different places. It's not all going to end up where I thought it was going to end up, but that's okay. That's how it goes. I just cut the bottom part of that chipboard off because these don't typically stay in the chipboard after you've popped them out anyway. And so I kept the top so I know what it is, and then put that away. And then I was turning that over to paste it, and then I went, hey, I actually kind of like that more. So that is when I've made this decision to change to the other side of this paper, and I feel like it fits with that more. I had not gutted that black piece of cardstock, and then I was like, oh, I should gut that, and then of course it was pretty stuck down, so I ruffled it up. And then I'm going to start getting stuff stuck down so that I can make some decisions on where these things go. So it's not a long process, and I can get it done. I'm under a time crunch today because my daughter had parent-teacher interviews this evening. And so this is after school, before her interviews. So I was like, I got to get this done. so that's I was like not playing around with it. So I'm gonna get this 12 by, this was the 12 by a quarter piece. And then this is the 7.5 by 3/4 piece. And I decided to ruffle it up. I'm gonna use the green side instead now. So I still get a little bit of that green plaid on here, and I did notch out the end for a banner piece just so that it gives a little bit more dimension, a little bit more interest to that edge. And then still debating on where to put this one. I don't know why this one was such a problem. It's gonna go about there eventually. But I'm still thinking about it. This I put not quite as far over as I wanted it to. I wanted the shelf for the beehive a little bit, but I still wanted the shelf for the pictures. So that works a bit better. And both the pictures are exactly the same, so they are going to get overlapped a little bit, but not a big deal. This chipboard piece that I just put down says birds and bees and flowers and trees, and that is definitely fitting for this kiddo. She likes birds, bees, flowers, trees, but not other insects. Ladybugs, I guess, but everything else for insects, no. Still playing with that piece. I thought about it like this, and I don't mind that, but I feel like that the birdhouse looks kind of more like an afterthought, so I'm not going to do it that way, but I am going to get this spring on. And when I put the spring on, it goes a little bit more to the right than I had it when I first kind of designed out this. And that's okay. It just means that birdie has to go somewhere else. And a couple other changes, because I don't know. I don't ever remember exactly where I have things. I know some creatives take a picture and then refer to the picture. But I record on my phone right now, and it's not so doable. I guess I could do my iPad, but my iPad's not always charged. So problems, not really, right? So I'm going to try and get this flower piece somewhere else, because I was going to put it on that bottom corner and it's not going to work there anymore. And I'm like, no, and I don't really like where it is at right now. Now I'm going to finally commit to this border piece, I think. Like so. And then this, I'm going to line up with the edge of the paper, and I like that. This I'm going to pull over a little bit more. Still debating those flower pieces. And committing. Yay! I should just go with my first gut response, because most of the time that's what I go back to anyway. But meh, it is what it is. Sometimes it's good to see all of those, hey, no, maybe, no, maybe kind of things. So same with the birdhouse. Do I want it over more? No, I don't. And then the little bird is going to go down on this corner, which I really like him there. He's facing into the layout too, so I kind of like that. And then get these photos down. So I'm just going to use the line on that green paper to line it up, because I don't really need to use my T-square for that part of things. And then this other little one is going to get tucked under the beehive and overlap the bigger one, but they are the same photo, so it's all good. I thought maybe I'd pop the cloud underneath, but I like it better in this corner. So I'm going to get that sun down, and then I'm pulling off the backing, and I decide, hey, I like it overlapped a bit. So I am going to put foam on the back of this, and there it goes on. And pulling off the backing and getting these bees on. That one was very, very temperamental to try and get off. Sometimes they're not so bad, and then other times it's like, it's hard. Still debating about that one flower. It's actually going to get on here eventually, but and then scuffing up. And I thought about sequence, and so these ones are sitting in front of me, and I decide, it would have been okay, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. I did pull out these Nouveau drops, and these are the glitter drops to use in my kit this month for my counterfeit kit. So I'm going to use them. And they add just a nice little glitter to it. And it does pull out some of the color that's underneath. So it's kind of a fun insect trail. So, and it adds a bit of sparkle. I had this heart just sitting out, and I think it's a Studio Calico heart or an Ali Edwards. Definitely one of the two, but it was just sitting there. And then I have some labels, and so that brown one's not going to work, but I do know I have some different color ones. So I pulled out these Ali Edward ones, but I found these ones right away. So I'm going to pull out the lighter green one because that will definitely match. And then I'm going to look for my hole cutters. There we go. My punch. My hole punch. Hole cutters. What a word. And then I am going to journal. On your way home from school, you made yourself a ivy crown, May 2023. And I have ivy in quotation marks because I am pretty sure it's not ivy, but it's a good thing it's not poison ivy though. And then it's just going to get nestled underneath the beehive and over top of these two strips. And I'm almost done here. Finally decide that yes, I've looked at it 100 billion times, so it's going to go there. This one is not going to go on it. Might have been able to go underneath that rip looking at it now, but then I pulled out some word stickers. So I'm going to use these black and white ones, and these are Ali Edwards, and this top one says Everyday Goodness, which definitely goes along with the theme today. And then this bottom one that I'm going to put on in a second says The Beauty of Right Now. And then I look a little bit more for these, but there's nothing else I want to add. So, and then that is the layout done. So here is some close-ups. There'll be some still shots to follow as well. And it's a little more cutesy than I usually go with, but it totally works with these pictures from last year. And just a little bit closer so you can see kind of that sparkle. And there's the close-ups. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet here, I'd love to have you. And here in a second, there's that layout all done together. Here in a second, you'll see some other links, and thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.